Alrighty, it is time to review the Hearthstone cards for Into the Emerald Dream expansion. I have not uploaded any Hearthstone content on this channel, only Marvel Snap, but I'm going to start doing some Hearthstone, especially with the new expansion coming out. And I thought I'll just do one massive review of every single card and my thoughts. Alright, let's get into it. The neutrals we're going to probably fly through because most of them are whatever. Alright, my ratings as well, I think will be 1 star is unplayable bad, 2 star is pretty niche. Might be in a deck, probably not though. 3 star will be cards that may more than likely not will be in a deck, but they won't be important, so they could get taken out. 4 stars will be pretty good, pretty important to the deck, which is really good cards all around. 5 star cards will be very good cards that are crucial to the deck or build around stuff as well. All right, Gnawing Greenfin. I mean, Battlecry, get it 1/1, get Murloc, get Battlecry, get a random Murloc. I don't see any Murloc stuff going to be happening. This card is kind of useless. It actually makes Grunty worse. 1 star. Dreambound, up there. If you play a minion, give it a random bonus effect. I don't know. This one is interesting. It's not the end of the world. Definitely could potentially see this card seen play. I'm not going to give it 1. I'll probably, I most likely will not, but it actually is pretty interesting. 2 stars. Niche. You never know. Critter Caretaker. At the end of your turn, restore 3 health to both heroes. It is a 1/2/2. We saw that in Tradable Salesman. It's not the worst. Obviously, that had even more benefits. If aggro is ever really good, you probably run this maybe early control deck or mid-range. It's probably not good, but I can definitely see it. 2 stars. Treasure Treant. Give a random minion each plans to attack. This is useless, I think. 1 star. Triangle Treant. Death Roll. Both players gain an empty mana crystal. I mean, most likely depends who gets the benefit of this first. Your opponent could just never trade into it, and they will always get the benefit. I think this card's gonna be. I don't. Unless you really need a ramp, I don't see it though. Mana Crystal's always interesting, but honestly, no. 1 star. Then every turn, give another random friendly dragon +1/+1. Dragons will probably be a thing. This card here, a 2-mana 1/4 is very annoying to deal with. We saw it with like the Observer card in Hunter a while ago. That was better than this. If there's I can't remember what turn 1 plays there are. But if there's a good turn 1 dragon into this, it could really steamroll out of control. I can't remember what for Priest what's rotating. You know what? I definitely see dragons being a thing in some decks, and this will probably be included in it. Maybe I'll come back to this and rate it less, but I think I'm gonna say 3 stars. So probably including in most of the dragon decks, but not all of them. It won't be crucial either. But it'll be good. Good enough. 3 stars. Daydreaming Pixie. Then you don't get a random nature spell. Oh my god. This is useless. 1 star. Battlecry, discover 3 cards minion with a dark gift. Alright, the dark gifts is the keyword. So 10 different dark gifts that can be applied to minion discover options. ++ elusive, +3 life steal, +4 health and taunt, +4/+5 plays on top of your deck, cost 2 less but has -2 attack. Divine Shield, Wind Fury. Reborn is reborn with full health and enchantments. This minion's battle card triggered twice when you play it, summon a 2/2 copy of it. Dark gifts I think is going to be pretty good. This card is in standard, right? I'm not really playing Hearthstone at the moment, and I'm pretty sure this, but I don't think this sees play. There is like some dark gift synergy that you want to be like giving lots of minions dark gifts, like that warrior card. So this could see play in that deck, and the dark gifts could be really good. And it's a 2-mana into 3, and the power level's going down. I'm gonna say 2 stars. It'll see some play, but it'll be pretty niche. It won't be super important. 2-mana 2/2 taunt after you use your hero power, gain +2 health. I mean, hero powers are going to be a thing this expansion, but this card is useless. 1 star. Bitter Bloom Knight. 2-mana 2/3 Battlecry. Imbue your hero power. Well, from the Imbue stuff we've seen, this only has 2 related things here, but I think Imbue is going to be pretty good. And this will be probably one of the worst Imbue cards in the decks. I'm trying to think what the other neutral one is. But this will definitely see play in those. It won't be it will be crucial to the deck, but it's not like it's going to break it. So I'm going to say 3 stars. It might be like, it is potentially 4 just because you need it in those decks. But it doesn't do anything crazy itself. Just helps the whole game plan. So I'm going to say 3 stars. Fey Trickster. 2 mana 2/4 death roll, draw a spell that costs 5 or more. A dragon. This will be good, I think. I'm trying to remember. I know Paladin got some stuff. There's a few like big cost spells for some of the dragon decks. It'll be a good card in those decks. It's a draw. I don't see why, if the power level is down, I don't see why this won't see play in some of them. Nothing crazy though. 3 stars. 3 mana 5/1 elusive Dream Rager. 5 star. 1 star for the Rager. Sorry. 3 mana 1/5. You cast a spell, gain attack equal to its cost. This is super slow. There's no way this will see play. 1 star. 4 mana 2/3 battle rise. Summon 3/1/1 ducklings with rush. This is interesting because you summon the 3 1/1s that could help trade, but it's only a 4 mana 2/3. I'm teetering if I should give it 2 or not, and I think I'm gonna stick with 1 star. 4 mana 4/4 taunt divine shield battle Imbue. This is the other Imbue here on. We'll probably see playing them. This will probably get cut if you do cut Imbue before the 2/3. If you do want to do Imbue stuff, but I still think you're gonna need this. So I guess it has Torn Divine Shield. It's not terrible. That might be better than 2/3 actually. They're both about the same. 3 stars. 4 mana 3/5 then your turn. Give your hero Divine Shields. I don't think this is gonna see play at all. 1 star. There's no point. You don't need it. You don't give your hero Divine Shield. There's not much point. Just play blank 4/3/5. 5 mana 5/5. Draw 2 dragons. Reduce their cost by 1. This will be good. I'm just thinking if it's going to be I want to start giving things 4 stars, but I'm just thinking if 4's kind of like getting close to really important in the decks. And it is a 5 mana 5/5 do nothing, so it's going to see play in some of them, I think, but 3 stars just because you don't do anything when you play it. 8 mana 6/11 Taunt Devil. Put a Meadow Strider on the bottom of your deck. It costs 1. Infinite Meadow Striders. I wouldn't be. This is kind of like a meme, funny. Maybe it could be a really fun card, but I don't. I mean, there's always some weird things because it can go infinite. I feel like it's gonna get exploded somehow. It won't. Nothing crazy. I was gonna go 2 stars. You never know. Scorching Observer. 9 mana 7/9 Rush Lifesteal Demon. This is a big card. Gives health. Is a rush. If you can cheat this out at some point, I think isn't the end of the world. I'm just trying to think if there's any ways to cheat. I don't know. I don't think this is 1. I'm going to say 2. I think you'll see it here and there. 10 mana 12 summon your turn. Attack a random enemy minion. Excess damage hits the enemy hero. This is a 10 mana 12/7 dragon. You know, maybe I should have looked at this whole expansion more. I looked at all the cards every time they got announced and released, and I haven't actually really looked at the whole thing since. So I don't remember half of these, especially their neutrals. And I'm trying to think if this has any way to do anything. It's a 12. It's just going to die when you play it. I don't know if there's much cheating out. Unlike the other 2, a bit cheaper at least, and could probably survive. This one definitely cannot survive easily. I'm going to say 1 star for this one. Hopeful to get a random dream card. I mean, dream cards are not terrible. Well, it's only 3 mana. If you can go into the 4 drag, or even into something other stuff, I think this card, it's a dream spell. I think you'll see it in there. 2 stars. 4 mana, 4/5 taunt death for 2 4/5 dragons of taunt in your deck with their summon when drawn. I think this card's really good. I don't see why I won't see playing every single dragon deck. It's just a taunt that summons more taunts into your deck. It might be broken, but I think it's going to be really annoying to deal with. My first 4-star. 4-star card. There we go. Envoy of the Glaive. I require transfer onto cards in deck at the random draw. This. Oh, man. I want to give it like 2 or something. But it will see 0 play competitively. It will see play, though. Being good, it will not be good at all. 1 star. Since this will see niche play, I could say 2, but it is going to be bad. It's not going to see. The only reason this is going to see play is because it's going to be funny. and it's random and memey, so it won't be good. So I can't really give it more than 1. So I have to say 1 star. Spore, Poison Stellar, do 1 damage to a random enemy minion. I mean, it's a 2-for-1 trade, but if they only have 1 minion on board, 1 star. It won't be good. It's 5 mana. You might as well do other things. 7 mana, choose another minion, does gain attack. I remember saying this card. This might be the worst card of the expansion, right? Useless. Can I say 0? I didn't say I'd say 0. 1 star. This is completely useless. Never gonna see play. You wouldn't even pick that in arena. Starts dormant after you hero power, this awakens. I mean, if you play this turn 1, then you hero power turn 2. It's not the worst thing. You can't actually attack with it. That's the problem. There could maybe be like an aggro deck. You play this, coin out another one, then you hero power. Some sort of weird aggro deck. I see something with this card, but nothing crazy. I feel like if I say 2 stars, it's... Because if this sees play, it's going to be crucial, I think, in the deck it sees play. Because it's going to be like some sort of weird, very aggressive deck. But then you have to use your hero power. Probably Demon Hunter will run this then, in like a really aggressive deck. They still got pirates and stuff. 2 means niche. I don't think I can do that. It would have to be 3 or 1. Because if it sees plays, it'll be see play in the aggressive deck. You know, I gotta go for some ballsy ones, right? I think there's gonna be some weird Demon Hunter deck with this in it. 3 stars. Let's do it. 3 stars. It's gonna be in some aggressive Demon Hunter deck that just rushes out minions. 2/4 Battle Cry. Summon a copy of this. One secret does when it takes damage. A copy. It is a copy, which have always been good. It doesn't have taunt or anything. Doesn't have rush. No life. Just a copy, and when the copy dies, 1 star. If you imbue hero power twice, deal 5 damage to a minion. I mean, you're going to be wanting to run imbue stuff, but I don't think you're including this. I think you're going to be doing better things. I guess 4 mana 5/4 deal 5 damage to a minion isn't the worst. This is probably like the 30th, 29th, or 30th card if you can't put anything else in the deck, in an imbue deck. 2 stars. Power card, discover legendary minion with a dark gift. Yeah, I mean, Paparazzi did see play at some point. But it was never anything crazy, and it was kind of cuttable in a lot of decks. So I'm going to give this one 2 stars then. It is a turn later, but the dark gifts can be very good. 5 mana, 5/8, Dormant for 2 turns, while Dormant gain 5 armor and draw a card at the end of your turn. That's 10 armor and 2 draws. This is going to be a good card, I think, in slow decks. Especially if you can like ramp this out in Druid. Yeah, I don't see why not. And some other slower decks will probably run it. 4 stars. 4 stars. Alright, Nightmare Lord Xavier. Battle card, discover a minion from your deck. Give it a dark gift. First legendary minion. This card is going to be very, very good. Dark gifts are good. You can choose a minion and give it into your deck a dark gift. This will see play in a lot of decks. This could see play in non-dark gift classes as well. 4 mana 4/4, draw a card. And give it a dark gift. 5 stars. First 5-star card. 5 stars. This might be one of the best cards of the expansion. Shoulder Drushul. Get all 5 dream cards. If you played a high card cost card while holding this, corrupt them. Where are the corrupted cards? So we got shuffle minion to its owner's deck. Give a minion +5/+5 and immune this turn. Deal 5 damage to enemies, especially Azera. Elusive hero is aloof with 2 mana 6/10. 4 mana 14/12. These are insane. It is very... That's so cool. Very late though. But they're just so insane, all of these. This one might actually be one of the worst ones. I mean, no. These two are both do nothing on the turn you play it though. That's the only problem. But yeah, they have to deal with it if you're not going to lose. The only problem is it is a 7 mana card. I think this will see play. There's no way this won't see play. This will be a good card. No, it won't break the game, but it'll be really strong in a lot of decks, I think. Especially Druid. Druid can ramp and play other stuff. 4 stars. It's going to be good. Your dragons cost 1. Yeah. This card... It's a question of, do I think Would Druid be able to break the game with a weird combo? Probably. You get up mana, you play this. I'm trying to think what other dragons there are, because they're removing a bunch of dragons. Like, I don't think Alexstras's not in the game anymore. No, I'm trying to think. I don't even know what dragons are in standard. Yeah, this card's gonna be good at some point. It will be good. Whenever there's cards like this, they always end up being good, right? I'm pretty sure. I could say 5-star's gonna break the game. It'd probably be a combo that's gonna be hard to pull off though, but it'll be pretty crucial to those decks. This one's kind of a risky one. It could be definitely lower or even higher, but 4 stars. All right. Malorn. Battlecry, discover legendary wild god. If you've imbued your hero for 4 times, set its cost to 1. I mean, the wild gods, a lot of them are pretty good. And if you're playing imbue decks, I think you're chucking this in there no matter what. And as long as you have 9 mana, this will be a good card, I think. Plus, they're giving this legendary as the free purchase. This thing. So I think it's going to be good then, right? It'll be a bit slow, but you just have to play it the turn you get the cost 1. So it has to be with 9 mana. I think it's going to be really good. Getting Wild Guard for 1. Why not? Plus, if it is something you want to wait, there's potential to play this and you hold on to the 1 cost and you can combo with other stuff. Why not? I'm just going to say 5 stars. Yes, Sarah Emerald. Start game, increase both blades, maximum increase by 3, gain 3 mana crystals. This card currently is in standard. Doesn't really see a ton of play. Does it see any play at all? I'm not sure. But there's going to be... Power level's going to go down. Dragons are going to go up. You get 3 mana crystals. The dragon that makes your thing dragons cost 1. This will combo with it. But it'll just help with the combos. It'll be nothing crazy. I'm just going to say... You probably include this in maybe just Dragon Druid, if that's even a deck. Or maybe some others. 3 stars. Alright. On to the clash cards. Ominous Nightmare. Choose one. Deal 1 damage to all minions or give a damage minion +2/+2. I think this card will see play. Deal 1 to everything's fine. Give a damage minion +2/+2 can also be fine. It's Warrior. They've done damage stuff in the past. They have some more damage stuff for this expansion. And this... I got 2 things here. Dealing 1 to everything is never a bad thing, especially facing like aggro. 3 stars, you definitely see play, most likely. Not in every deck, but a good amount. Brood Keeper, Battlecry, if you're holding a dragon equipped with 2/2 swords. I mean, it's a pretty good card, tempo-wise. You play this, yeah, you have dragons. It's not a dragon itself, which definitely makes it worse. But it's a very good tempo card if you have a lot of dragons in your deck. The only problem with this card is that the Dragon and Warrior, it's definitely potentially going to be one of the only dragons you play in the deck. Just because you want to... Wait, I need to look at one of the other cards. Yeah, one of the other cards is Discover, we'll get to it, a friendly dragon that does game resummon it. So you might want to only play that. I'm going to say 3 stars because... It will be in some dragon decks, but some dragon decks might only run that 1 dragon. Maybe with like a couple others, like just 2 others or something. Which means this card will be bad. But if you go from a full dragon package, this will probably be in the deck. So 3 stars. Egg Bash, Battlecry, do 1 damage to a minion, give it +4 attack. Pretty bad. It will combo with the legendary. But I don't... And if you want to be aggressive... But, I mean, going for like some crazy combo is going to be fun, but I just don't see it. Maybe there's some weird damage thing. I don't want to give this 1, so I'm going to give it 2 stars. Troy friendly minion to gain 8 armor. I mean, we saw Dark Pact. Was it Dark Pact? It's that Warlock one that destroys friendly restore 8 health. That was good. There is an egg in this. This is gonna be a good card in those decks. 3 stars. Won't break it, but I think you'll see play. Actually, you know what? You're really going to need this card, aren't you? To destroy your stuff. Oh, you know what? I just remembered about the eggs. And I think that's going to... Which revives your last dragon. Like the eggs choose a dragon and you revive it. I think I'm going to actually put Egg Buster up to 3 stars. I'm going to put this to 4 stars, because I think this deck's going to see play. Dark Grab. Back if you're holding a dragon, discover dragon with a dark gift. Yeah, in any dragon deck. It's kind of like the 2/2 saw one. Oh, it's a demon as well. Yeah, well, that's fine. That's probably better than less dragons. But yeah, you'll probably still play this with dragons and stuff. It won't be crucial, but it'll be good. It's discover a dragon. So 3 stars. You could do this into the weapon one, but you still have to have another dragon in hand. So come to mana. Discover a friendly dragon that died this game. Resummon it. 4 stars. It's gonna be crucial in the. I need to see what this legendary is called. In the Yosondre deck. Yosondre deck. We'll get to that card soon, but that's gonna be crucial in that. So 4 stars because they're gonna be reviving them. Choose a friendly dragon summon to egg the hatch into a copy of it. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is 4 stars as well. Because you can preemptively have this on the board, you play your dragon, and then you get it into the egg. That also protects if your Sundre gets hexed or removed somehow. You have this as backup. You can egg basher it. You can use the spell on it. So yeah. And the 1 mana deal, yeah, it'll be good. Afflicted Devastator. Deal 3 to all other friendly minions. Deal 3 damage to enemy minions. It's a 4 mana 6/6. And if you have egg, you do want to destroy them. I think this will be, it'll be like the other ones, 3 stars. If you're running more dragons, you'll run all those cards. But if you're focusing more on Lysandre, I think Lysandre will still see play in all those decks. But there will be a version of your Lysandre that's Lysandre, maybe a couple other dragons. So you can always revive Lysandre. So 3 stars. Lysandre, Tonto summon a random dragon for each time Lysandre has died this game. Oh yeah, I just remembered, Lysandre summons a random dragon, which definitely screws up your Succumb to Madness. But I still think running only Lysandre, so you can also discover it more easier from your deck, especially with that legendary minion, will be a deck without the other dragons. And you can egg it straight away and you'll get more die and then more likely to revive. But yeah, this is going to be a 5-star card. I do think this is going to be a deck. I think it will be possible and you're going to play it and it's going to be good. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of Lysandres coming out. Lots of random dragons coming out. There are a lot of big dragons in this. Tortola. Tortola Starburst takes damage, gain 1 armor, and give this minion +1 attack. This card, I don't see why this will be bad. You can't remove it with a spell. Ceaseless removes this. Bob does not anymore. Bob would have removed it, but not anymore. So it's, I'm trying to think how you remove this. Yet Ceaseless, obviously like Twist and Other, but that doesn't see play. The Titans are going, that would have dealt with this. You don't have Titans anymore. I'm sure there's some cards I'm missing. But apart from Ceaseless, and I guess Ziliax as well, because that is Rush Poisonous. This is going to be pretty hard to deal with. And your opponent will have to spend the resources to deal with it. Even if Ceaseless costs 0, it's still going to be the Ceaseless is out of their hands now. And if they don't kill this as well, you could do some crazy combo. It's not going to... It is going to be very slow to do the combo, so I won't break the game. But I think this is going to be a really strong card. And you might just chuck it in like a lot of warrior, any warrior control deck. Even the Lysandre control deck, just as another big threat. I'm going to say 4 stars. I really like this card. I just think it's going to be really hard to deal with. Alright. Warlock time. Rotten Apple. Restore 12 health to your hero for the next 2 turns. Deal 3 damage to your hero. I mean... I'm trying to think. This expansion doesn't really have much deal damage to your hero stuff, right? I don't think it does. There isn't a ton of that at the moment. Some of it's rotating, I think. But I don't really see much point. I mean, it restores... It does help against aggro. You might see it here and there if aggro gets really strong. And you'll be able to recover. This will help you stabilize. But it'll definitely be cut pretty quickly. 2 stars. I don't think it's terrible, but mostly niche. Go Death Row with a minion with a Dark Gift. Dark Gifts are strong. There will be a Dark Gift Warlock deck. I think that will be good enough. 2 mana Discover a card. It's kind of slow, but it is a Dark Gift that gives it I'm going to say 3-star card because it will see play in those Dark Gift decks. It won't be crucial. It will be crucial because you need the Dark Gift Discover. But it's not going to... It could actually hurt you in the early game potentially because you're not doing anything. Depends which one you get as well. 2 mana into like a 3-drop +4/+5 on top of the deck can be really good. Totally possible. Hungarian Ancient. At the end of your turn, eat a minion in your deck and gain its stats. Death Rattle, add them to your hand. I don't like this card. I think this is a bad one. It doesn't do anything when you play it. It's just a big threat. You do get a card, but if this gets silenced or hexed, then you lose that card as well. No taunt on it. I'm going to say... I don't even see the scene play nichely. I just think bad. 1-star card. Rothard Dyrad. Death Roll, draw a minion that costs 1 or more. 1/1, draw a big thing for later. You are paying early, then you get later. It's 1/1, draw a card. I think this is fine. It'll be in the decks. It'll probably be better than bad. So I'm going to actually say 4 stars. Sleeping Paralysis. Choose one. Summon 2 3/6 demons with taunt that can't attack or destroy an enemy minion. Yeah, this is bad. Destroy an enemy minion. Can this can't get Dothola. Destroy an enemy minion. No, you have to target. Oh, there's nothing to destroy. It doesn't say destroy a random enemy minion. Weird. I don't know why these can't attack. I feel like if they could attack, this card wouldn't be any crazier. I mean, it would probably actually see maybe play then. But with these not being able to attack, I just think this is bad. If there is a lot of aggro, it could be okay, but just do better things, I think. Clear the board. I'm gonna say 1 star. I don't like it. Permanent 4/6 taunt with reduce the cost of minions in your hand with Darkest by 2. Yeah. Has a taunt attached to it. Makes future stuff cheaper. I'll probably see it play in the Dark Gift deck. Recharge. Destroy 1 mana crystals in 2 turns, gain 2. I mean, ramping is always good. But you are hurting your turn, this turn and next turn. I guess it depends what's in your hand. I think this would definitely... I think you'll see niche play. You'll see it cut most of the time, I think. But I think with the Dark Gift deck especially, you're just building up to your late game threat. So you don't really need to cheat out necessarily. But you never know. Sometimes you do. I'm just going to say 2 stars. Outcry again, death rattle of your minions that die this turn. Yeah, that's good. You can trade in any death rattles you have. You played this, and you get those death rattles. If not, you just don't. It just stays in hand until you need to play it. Obviously, your opponent can deal with your death rattles, but they won't always. This is 3 or 4. I think this will be really good. 4 star. I think it's going to be good to the death rattle Dark Gift deck. 4 stars. Wallow the Wretched. While it's in your hand or deck, it gains a copy of every Dark Gift to your minions. Well, if you get the charge one and you get the Wind Fury one, all of a sudden this card is already doing 12 damage. And then you can get more attack +3, +2, +4. This is the combo kill your opponent card. This is the card you're building around. It's going to be good in the deck. It's going to be the reason you play in the deck. 5 stars. Agamemnon. Battlecry, the next card you play, costs your opponent's health instead of mana up to 10. This card is also another big threaded warlock. Because you're playing this and you're dealing 10, well, not always 10 damage, but you're probably going to try and do as much damage as possible. You could literally go Agamemnon into this with Charged Wind Fury. That is 21 damage then already. You got 6... Did I say 14 last time? I mean, 6, 12 is 19 damage. Because it's 12. That's 19 damage straight up. If your opponent is 19 or less health, you win the game right then and there. Assuming they don't have taunt. It's just free. It's a 10 mana 8/9. Sometimes these cards are risky because there have definitely been ones in the past that make one of your cards go to 0 or you spend your own health and they've been useless because they've essentially been a do nothing. There's just been a stat. You put it on the stat thing. But because this takes your opponent's health, you could potentially OTK them. If there's ways to generate more of this, actually Bob can generate more of these, right? There's draw a card, get 2 copies. You could just run this and Bob and then hope you never draw it. That's not going to happen. But I think this card will be good in the Dark Gift deck too, just as extra damage. And even then, even if you don't kill your opponent, it's still a big threat that they have to deal with if you don't die. I'm going to give this 5 star as well. Both Warlock legendaries are 5-star card. I think so far, I think Warrior and Warlock are both going to be very good. Shaman. Aspects Embrace. Restore for Imbue hero. First Imbue. Transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. Oh no. Shaman, you're getting shafted this expansion. Yeah, I don't think Shaman's Imbue is going to be good at all. 1-star card. Choose one, summon 3/2/3 Wolves of Taunt. Or summon 2/4/3. Like, what is this? 5 mana for 3/2/3 Wolves. That's like not even that crazy. And these are 4/3s. You know how easy that is to deal with. 1 star. That's so bad. Cost 1 less for each time you usually hear about this game. This will be one of the cards that actually carry the deck, I think. Because you can get it cheap and then you can make it a 7-drop, or you can just keep it as a 6/6. If you see the deck, this will be one of the reasons why it's strong. But it's still nothing crazy. I'm going to give this one a little bump up to 2 stars. Draw 2 cards, you can't play them for 2 turns. I don't think you're ever playing this. 1 star. If you draw something you need to play, and then you can't, you just screwed yourself. You don't want to delay your stuff. Yeah, unless you... The only reason to play this is if you see in your hand what you want to do in the future turns. But still, you're not always going to have that. It's 1 star. It's bad. Battlecry Imbue hero power. Reduce the cost of a minion in your hand by 1. It's a 3 mana 2/3. It could have been a 3 mana 3/4. It'd still be bad. Oh my god. I mean, Imbue stuff's not going to see play at all. But reducing the cost is not the worst. 1 star card. Type of each minion gets shuffled into a random place deck. Can I just play Psychic Scream? That's the card, right? Yeah. 1 star. Why would you ever do this? You're making potentially your own draws worse. You're just dealing with a board, and then that's your whole turn. Then your opponent's going to be doing other things as well. Nope. If this would transform into a minion, it transforms into one that costs 2 more. Tell you what, you're transforming into... I guess it's like a +2 on the Imbue hero power. You still got to get lucky with Evolving. Evolving's always just bad. 1 star. 5 mana 4 Battlecry. Give +4/+4 to the top 3 minions in your deck. Yeah, I mean... There are some good minions you could definitely give this to. I think if this card sees play... It will not be in this Imbue stuff. It will be completely different. You'll run this for big stats on some of the... Like, there's that big Walking Mountain. That's not rotating, is it? I have no idea. Actually, Walking Mountain is rotating. yeah, Walking Mountain is rotating. There is the other one that summons itself. That would be really good for this to buff. There is Alakia. I think Alakia is still going to be in standard. It could not be. This... I mean, you'd have to really build your deck around, like, big... things that will really benefit from the +4/+4 because it's top 3 minions, so it could be like 10 cards into your deck and you give it +4/+4. But then you have to learn a lot of spells that summon things. And currently we got 1 spell that summons stuff, but it's not very good. I'm just thinking if I should give this 2 or not. I mean, I don't. It's a 5 mana 4/4 do nothing as well. It's gonna be really bad. 1 star. The effect isn't crazy. And it doesn't... doing nothing on turn 5 probably doesn't help with this effect, especially since the effect could come, if you're specifically building around it, could come like 10 turns later. It's 1 star. Battlecry is all different for enemies that cost 8 or more. Yes, this is okay. I mean, you're just resurrecting a bunch and filling your board with things, but I don't think this is going to be good in Shaman. I try and think... You won't revive your starships, right? I mean, it won't trigger the effects, though. This one's not 1. This was probably niche, and you might see it in some weird decks. 2 stars. The last Shaman one. On Ara. At the end of your turn, play the top 3 cards from your deck. If it triggered Battle Cries, it'd be good, but I am 90% certain it... No, 99% certain it doesn't, because these deck cards don't do that. If it could trigger Battle Cries, this would be a good card, like 2-3 stars still. Not crazy. Spells will be random. I mean, you can revive it. with the previous card, but I don't think you want to do that. I just don't see it. I think this is a bad legendary 1 star. Well, Shaman got shafted. I gave 2 of the cards 2 stars and the rest 1, and I was still, and one of those, I was still being a bit generous with those 2. But yeah, Shaman, shoddy, but this is, especially with they'll probably keep us playing starships. The starships are getting nerfed, so you never know. Shaman could just be dead at this expansion. They just had their time in this. They just had their time to shine though. So time for other classes. Bye bye, Shaman. On to Rogue, Nightmare Fuel. Discover a copy of a minion opponent's deck combo with a Dark Gift. I mean, this card seems pretty good. You just get a copy of opponent's minion opponent's deck and give it a Dark Gift, any of these abilities. I don't see why this wouldn't see play in a lot of Rogue decks. He's probably just going to include it because why not? It's a good card. Good 1-drop. I'm going to honestly, like, it's not, you're not going to build around. It's not going to be the reason you win, but it's going to be really good. So I'll give it 4 stars. Okay, your opponent draws 2 cards. You get copies of them. This is an interesting card. It's probably bad because you're giving your opponent 2 draws and the card you get could just not work in your deck. Maybe in some sort of weird mill deck, it's possible. If you want to see what your opponent has, there's definitely a little bit of potential. I don't think it's going to be good enough, but it'll be pretty niche. So I think I'm going to give it 2 stars. You never know with this one. Tricky said, if I get a copy of the lowest cost card in your opponent's hands, I mean, I don't know how good this whole, like, thief package is going to be. Getting the cards of your opponents. I mean, I don't think it's going to be that good, honestly. I don't think it's going to be the worst thing in the world. Not as bad as Shaman. So I'm going to keep giving these a little bit of a buff. This will be like a full deck that I think will be very niche and you won't see a lot of it. You'll see it here and there, but I don't think you'll see a lot of it. And it'll probably not be that good anyway. So 2 stars. And if you play another minion you've already played, draw a card. I mean, I'll be honest, I completely thought this was a card. This kind of is different. 1 mana 1/3 is always a good stat line, and then you can draw a card anyway. But you have to play him. I don't know. I mean, with Shadow Step and stuff, it could be okay, but then you're really committing a lot. I think this card's just gonna be bad. It's not another card you played. It's another minion. If there's another card, it would be better. But a minion, if it's only restricted minions, that probably hurts it a bit as well. I didn't say this at all. 1 star. Turn from the minion to your hand. Summon a 4/4 spider with stealth. I mean, we saw the 1 mana bounce, which is probably just better than this. The rush thing. That saw play. That's getting rotated. So you're going to want to... Rogue still wants bounce, so you're going to be using this. So I'll probably see play 4/4 stealth is fine. Nothing crazy, but it'll be better than the other stuff, except for the first card. 3 stars. When this enters your hand from the battlefield, summon 2 random costume. When it enters your hand from the battlefield, summon 2 random 2-cost minions. Yeah, I don't think you're going to care about... I mean, you could do some crazy combo, like on turn 2, you play this into Shadow Step, and do this into Shadow Step. But apart from that dream, this card's probably just bad. You could do like an aggro thing with it, but I don't think it's going to work. And you're wasting your Shadow Step on this. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to give it 2 stars. There's a little bit of potential. Maybe you see it here and there, but I don't think it'll be good. 3-1, choose 1. Gain poisons this turn or gain death while deal 2 damage to enemies. This is bad. I don't know why you ever play this. 3 mana. You only give poisons this turn. You get to kill the 1 minion with it. And it's useless after that. And you got to tank the damage. If it's a big minion. Death rattle, then you got to swing 3 times before the death rattle. So you can hero power, but... No. 1 star. Shadow Cloaked Assailants. Battlecry, if you're holding one of the same cards your opponent shuffle theirs into their deck. Probably interesting. Probably not that good. It's going on the same with the other copy cards. 2 stars. It'll be a niche deck that you won't see a lot of, I don't think. Number 3 Battlecry. Trap 1 random card in your opponent's hand for a turn. Improved by for each time you've played this. I like this card. I think it's cool. You just shut up a bunch of your opponent's things. It won't be like broken or anything, or probably like whatever decks it is included in. I think it's not going to be terrible, but it won't be good. Do you really want to waste your Shadow Step on this though? Maybe in some sort of like aggro deck, and then you like shut your opponent's ball clear as you hope. You know, more I think about it, more I think this is just bad. Because you really got to spend what you're playing this Shadow Step and playing it again on turn 4. Probably not doing anything. You're probably doing it later after you set up a board. You have to hope you block your opponent's board clears or some of their big late game cards. I think we'll see niche actually. I was going to give it 3 stars, but I think I'm actually going to give it 2 now after thinking about it. Not too good. Number 77, Battle Cry for your hand with copies of cards from your opponent's deck. They cost 3 or less. This is going to be a fun card. I mean, the turn you play, it's not going to be great. But it is, they cost 3 less. You probably play it in that Thief package. Is Tess or Tess Greymane going to still be in standard? Is she even in standard right now? I don't know. I don't play enough of the game right now. So, I don't know. This is probably going to be like the reason you play the Thief deck though. Like this is going to be your big finish card, but it's just so slow. I don't know if I should actually like allow to give it 3 stars or not. Oh man. Do I give it the 3? Do I give it the 3? You could do some crazy things with this. This is like a fill your hand if you're out of stuff. Even in like a non-thief deck, you could just play like aggro, a lot of damage, and then you run out of resources, you play this, fill your hand up again. I'm going to say 3 stars with this one. You'll see it. You'll see play here and there. You'll see it like as just a 30th card in a rogue deck maybe that they want to play to fill as more resources or in thief deck. So overall, rogue is not bad. I think all the thief stuff is, I mean, I say not bad, but it is pretty bad. You got Nightmare Fuel, which is really good. And his last card is not too bad either. But yeah, well, 4-3, the rest were 2s with some 1s in there. I don't think Rogue's going to have a good expansion. Better than Shaman, though. That's for sure. Alright. On to Priests. Priest cards just got announced not long ago, but I honestly don't know any of them. Barely any of them. 2 mana, 3-1, Lifesteal, Battle Cry, Imbue, Hero Power. Choose a Priest minion or Priest spell to your... A Priest minion or Priest spell to add to your hand. It costs 1 less, but is temporary. What does that even mean? I was looking on Reddit. I think this is like just like Druid. Like choose one. So you get a Priest option or Priest spell and you add 1 to your hand. It costs 1 less, but it's temporary. I assume when you upgrade it, it costs 2 less, 3 less, 4 less, 5 less, so on and so forth. Yeah, I don't see why not that wouldn't be good. I don't know how crazy it's going to be though. The thing is, mana cheating is always good. You could do some crazy things if you imbue this enough. But I think the other classes that I think are good are just doing better things. Like Priest is always just trying to out-control you. I don't know if there's going to be any combos. I think it'll be fine, but it won't be anything crazy. So 3 stars for this. It's not terrible. I mean, 3-1 is pretty bad stats. Does have lifesteal at least. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, deal 3 damage. Yeah, I mean, it's a 3 mana 3/3 that just deals with something on the board. If you're playing a lot of big spells, actually, you know, this will probably see like most of the time you won't include this. There was like the dragon 3 mana 3/3 that dealt 3. That just dealt 3, right? That didn't even seem much play. Saw play, but you need a spell that costs 5 or more. I don't like it. Probably doing better things. Maybe it'll be like your 30th card if you have a lot of big spells. 2 stars. I won't give it 1. 2 stars. 2/6 damage to a minion. Cast 3 spells to gain lifesteal. Well, since it doesn't say cast 3 spells while in your hand, I assume it's just 3 spells for the entire game. Isn't that kind of like really good though? Okay, I kind of just looked on Reddit. I think this is cast 3 spells in your hand. It just says cast 3, but I think these effects are in your hand, because otherwise it's just like really good. If it's just cast 3 spells, you draw and it's just deal 6 damage gain and lifesteal. It's probably in your hand. I mean, deal 6 and lifesteal isn't terrible. I don't know how many spells are going to be in these decks. I think you'll be running spells. You might not be able to play it early, but the lifesteal helps. I'm going to include it. I think you will see play It might be excluded from some of the decks, but not like the one before will be more likely excluded first. 3 stars. Twilight Flowers, choose one, destroy minion with 3, or let's attack or summon a random 2-cost minion. I didn't think I saw this card. That's just... Wait, isn't that just a better Shadow Word thingy? Shadow Word Death? Shadow Word Pain? Shadow Word Pain. I mean, Shadow Word Pain doesn't see playing anymore, though. Is the flexibility even worth it? A random 2... Nah, probably not. 2 stars. I'm not going to give it 1, because it's just an upgrade of another card. I think the other one's 1. Because Shadow Word Pain does not see play, right? I think maybe it's not even in standard. I don't know. I don't think so. 2 stars, 2 stars. Here and there. So Drake, elusive at the end of your turn, get a random dragon. Will there be dragon stuff going on? Oh, we got the full dragon card pool here. Okay, now I can actually see what's not rotated. There's a lot of big stuff. Elusive. 4 3/6 elusives, annoying to deal with. You're getting dragons. Thing is, Priest didn't even get any dragon stuff this expansion. Like, what is this? I guess there's old dragon stuff in Priest. Like, you got Timeline as Zarimi, Claymate Dragon, but Zarimi was just nerfed. It's now played 8 dragons, not summoned. So Zarimi's going to be way harder to pull off. But if the meta is slower, then Zarimi will be really good. You got some neutral dragon stuff to play. You still got this. I mean... Zarimi... Just because of the extra turn potential, it's going to see play. But I don't think that... I think it's going to be way too slow. Like, really, really slow. Now, who knows? Maybe the meta will be really slow. But I'm going to say 2 stars for this one. Because this one has to see play in that deck now. Even then, this one could be... This is probably one of the more cuttable ones in the deck. So, 2 stars. Kaldori Priestess. Okay, give all enemies -1 attack until you next to Imbue Hero Power. Well, I think the Imbue thing will be like a deck. But it won't be like crazy good. So this, and it's an Imbue, you're gonna be running this. The effect isn't terrible either. -2 attack. If it's an angry deck, you can slow them down. 3 stars. Ritual of the New Moon, summon 2 random 3-cost minions, cast 3 spells, or summon 6-cost minions. If you can curve into this, 2 random 6-cost minions, there is potential. It's probably worse than the other one. Like, how good is 2 6-costs? Like, the different in the artwork. It's cool. I said the other one was 3. We probably just... If you could just low roll. Well, I'm going to say it's not going to see play at all. 1 star. People will try it. It'll low roll too often, and this is going to be bad. 1 star. And this is just a high amount of good 6 costs, but I think 1 star. I think the other one you might play. This one, you probably don't. Meanwhile, deal 4 damage to all enemy characters. Restore 4 health to all friendly characters. Classic Flame Strike. Damn, that's really good. I like that. Meanwhile, they're both good. How good is dealing 4 to everything for 7? It's face damage as well. That matters. And you heal 4. Yeah, I don't see why not. It might be cuttable though. I think Priest isn't getting anything crazy. This expansion seems like I'm gonna say, especially for the next spell as well, 3 stars. 7 and 7 spell. The next 3 spells you play cast twice. Now this is a card. Oh man, Diamond, the signature. I think this will be one of the top cards in the Priest deck. It will be the reason you try and play Control Priest. It will help like with big spells. This will be a good card to combo with it. It's slow the turn you play it, but I think that's fine. I'm going to say probably the best Priest card we'll get in this expansion. 4 stars. It's not broken, but it's going to be a big part of that deck. Aviana. Battlecry start a 3-turn Lunar Cycle. When the full moon rises, your cards cost 1 this game. Well, this is a 9 mana do nothing. The more mana you get up, and then they don't do anything, the worse it gets. 7's already pretty slow. But you benefit from it a lot. You benefit from this a lot, but in 3 turns. Very slow. I don't see it. I did not see it at all. There's going to be some combo deck, though. And there's going to be like, if it is slow enough, the meta, it could potentially work. I don't know how slow it will be, though. I'm going to give it 2 stars. Cautiously, I really want to give it 1, but 2 stars. So I think overall, Priest has gotten pretty meh stuff. I think the Imbue thing will be okay. I think the legendary has so much. This has a lot of potential. I reckon this is going to be a good card. It's going to see This will see play in Prees for the next until it rotates, I think. Unless the meta becomes super aggro and super fast, but then Priest will probably won't see play. Alright, onto Paladin. Gold Petal Drake, Battlecry and Death Throw, imbue your hero power. The Imbue. Shuffle 2 Emerald Portals into your deck. Your portal summons 1 cost, then 2 costs, and 3 costs. And I do know that if you imbue your hero power, the ones already shuffled apparently do get upgraded, which is kind of insane. I think this deck is gonna be so good. I'm actually tempted to, like, most of the time I've been like giving the 5-star cards to the really good things and the 4 stars to all the supporting, but I think this entire deck is gonna be good. I don't see why not. So I'm gonna give my first, like, actually, like, just just the cards included in the deck. 5 stars for Gold Battle Drake. Imbue hero power. Taunt, choose 1 boss to attack, and Divine Shield plus 3 health and lifesteal. I do not care about this card, I think. 6-3 taunt. 3-6. The 3-6 lifesteal isn't. This will never see. This is just bad. 1 star. This card, there's no point. Do 5 damage to the lowest health enemy twice. Yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a good card, especially with that legendary. I mean, I'm gonna give this 5 stars. 7 mana, you get 10 health, you deal 10 damage, could kill 2 minions, can go face. Obviously, lowest health could mean it just targets really bad things, but I think comboing with the other thing will make this really good. Normally, I'd maybe give it 4 and give the other one 5, but I think this Paladin deck all around is going to be really, really good. So 5 stars. Draw a spell that started in your deck and one that didn't. I mean, this is going to help draw out your portals, which will be huge. And then you just draw another card. I mean, and if you draw one of these, it draws another. It's a 1 mana draw 2 late in the game. 5 stars. This card is insane. It's a 1 mana draw 2, and you summon a random something cost dragon. Summon around 1 cost minion and give it taunt, imbue your hero power. Yeah. This is probably, it's not as good as the other imbue one, because the other imbue one imbues twice. It's still really good though. And you can do it on turn 1 into turn 2 hero power thing. The fact that this is 1 mana is really good. If it was like 2 mana, summon around a 2 cost and give it taunt, it'd be so much worse. I'm just thinking if this one should also get 5. I think so. I think I'm going to do it. 5 stars. After hero attacks, draw your highest cost card. This will be good. But I wouldn't be surprised if you don't use this. It's a 4/4/2. It's pretty slow. I think maybe you run like 1 copy of this just to draw like your Ursul. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I'm going to give it only 3 stars. It'll be at the bottom end of the deck. 2 mana, choose a minion. If it's an enemy, set it sets to 1/1. If it's a friendly, set it sets to 3/3. Yeah, I think this will be good. I mean, you just set a minion sets to 1/1. Friendly, you can buff up something. But it's not crazy, any of this. You can make a big minion bad, though. Unless there's an effect. I don't think I'm going to give this a 4. I think I'm just going to give it 3. 3 stars. You'll see it. Could easily be cut out the deck. Won't be a big deal, I think. Nothing crazy. Tombo Crow, if there's a card in your deck that didn't start there, draw it and gain +2/+2. You can curve into this pretty well. Also, you got this that you can summon into your shuffle into your deck. You definitely run this in the deck. I mean, yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna be another really good card in the deck. It's a 4/5/6. If you can already get something in your deck, and you summon something, it's so much tempo. Especially if the metagame is meant to be slower. This is gonna speed things up. 5 stars. Tour of the Unbreaking. Divine Shield taunt. Your Divine Shield 3 hits to break. I mean, that's annoying. Especially if you play like Ziliax. I'll give you Hero Divine Shield, but it'll be an annoying card to deal with. Destroy aggro. If your opponent, if they don't have a spell to remove this or a minion to remove this, it's so over. But I don't think it's gonna break the game. It'll be a good card in Paladin that you'll see. But you don't need it, I don't think. And I don't think you're going to build a deck around it. 3 stars. Also, Butterfly casts the highest cost spell from your hand as an aura that lasts 3 turns. Well, this combos with Renewing Flames. Imagine this lasted 3 turns. That's so good. So currently there isn't a ton of spells. There's obviously the one we just saw. There's also the 10 mana spell that summons 3/5/5s. That will also be good with this. Then there's a couple other okay cheaper spells that would work. And it's casting the spell from your deck. It's not the next spell you play. I mean, this is going to be... This card is insane. I'm gonna say 5 stars. It'll work with the other thing. It'll be played in the Dragon deck. Just as another late game thing that can help you summon even more minions. Just going to be constantly putting pressure on your opponent to clear your board threat. The entire thing until you eventually just run them down. And that's what I think. I think the deck is just constant threats, constantly putting out minions, slowly dealing damage, and then they just can't. They just run out of resources to be able to deal with all your things. And it's going to be good early. It's going to be decent early game. Maybe turns 1 and 2 are slow, but it's going to be good. I think it's going to be... This is... I'm trying to remember what this thing classes have, but this is probably going to be the best deck in the expansion. I'll come back to that at the end. Alright, Mage. Forbidden Shrine. So I know you mana cast around a spell that costs that much. If you have nothing else to do, I mean, sure. Random spell. 3 durability. Yeah, I don't think this is going to do anything crazy. I think 3 stars. You'll put it in your decks. You could easily cut it. Star Search. Do 1 damage to a minion improved by each friendly minion that died this game. I think this is just bad. You're just maybe taking out a minion. I don't see you ever putting this in a deck. Even if it gets big enough, then you just use it to kill 1 minion. Okay. Fine. 1 star. This is just useless. Okay, Wisp Rider. Battlecry be hero power, then trigger it. So summon a Wisp, deal 1 damage round split among all enemies. The Imbue is good though. You constantly summon more Wisps. I don't think you really care about that. You do actually for 1 card, but deal 1 damage. You just increase the damage you deal. This is going to be a really good deck, I think. This triggers it, which helps. Honestly, I'm actually thinking this is going to be on par with Paladin. You're going to be able to get your hero power imbued a lot. Be able to trigger it and constantly every turn and deal a ton of damage spread throughout all enemy minions. You've already seen with Zergs and Karrigan, when you get her hero power up high and use it every turn, it just deals so much damage and it's so annoying. And you can do that with this. And you don't have to make sure you get the minions out. You just have to upgrade it a certain amount, and then it's going to start being good. I think I'm going to go the same way I went with Paladin. 5 stars. Obviously, with the other ones, I did do the 5 stars for the big cards and 4 for the supporting. That's because I think those big cards carry those decks hard. These ones, they don't need the big cards. They're just good with all on their own. 5 stars in the Imbue hero power. Here's one discover Mage Sure, discover a Druid spell. Sure. I don't even know. 3 star card. I mean, you could just discover nothing. Discover something good. Do you need Druid? Do you need Super Mage? Whatever. 3 stars. He'll probably be included in some decks. Try friendly Wisp to draw 3 cards. I mean, yeah. Draw 3. Why not? You're going to be summoning Wisp anyway. You can't do this on turn 2 though. It's going to have to be later in the game. When you actually get the Wisps out. So I'm going to say 4 stars. I'm not going to give it 5, even though this will probably be in all of those decks. I just think at times... Well... Is that another way to summon Wisp? This is actually get a Wisp. Actually, no. You know what? I just looked at one of the other future cards. This will be 5 stars cards as well. 5 star, 5 star. It'll be good. It'll be good. Drawing 3 is insane. Even late in the game, you can draw into more of your burst damage. Or big minions. Mary Moon can then turn gain 1 armor repeat for each Wisp you control. I mean, it's a little bit of stabilization. Gaining maximum 6 armor. But for 4, 3, 6, you're probably just doing better things. Maybe it's your 30th card in the deck, but probably not. I'm thinking if I should even give this 2 stars. 6 armor is nothing. You probably would rather be doing. I'm gonna say this is what the card in the Whisper you do not include. 1 star. Sorry, Moonkin. Get a Moonfire and Starfire. Give this one +1 stellar balance. That's 0 mana deal 2. 6 mana deal 6. That's a 2 mana. No, well, you can spend 8 mana and deal 8 damage in a turn. And you draw a card. And you get more spell damage from Moonfire. I don't know. I'm going to say 3 stars. You could definitely include this. It will help for some burst damage. You probably don't need it in the deck. And this could always do with a minion. If you're looking for something to put in for more burst, you could definitely do this. You're probably going to put Fireball in instead. You know what? I'm going to lower it. I'm not going to give it 3. I'm going to give it 2 stars. 2 stars. Here's my mum. I'll see if niche play. It won't be like a card that's going to be in the deck enough. Maybe exclude it. I think this will be niche. You'll see it here and there, but not often. 2 stars. Here we go. Get a Wisp and Imbue Hero Power. You could play that Wisp and then play the Drill 3 on turn 2. And you're imbuing your Hero Power. Yeah, this is going to be included in the 5-star package of the Wisps. Quanzu. Battle cry, discover spell. Choose to keep it or put on your top of your opponent's deck. Yeah, this would be a good card. You can either keep a spell or put it in your opponent's deck. If you get 3 bad options, you give your opponent one that's useless for them. If you get some good ones, you get you on yourself. It's a 3/4. Pretty early in the game. Not a big deal with bad stats. Yeah, I'm going to say 4 stars. Something broken. Will probably be included in a lot of mage decks. And it's just as a good support card. 4 stars. Acina. Battlecry. If 20 friendly minions have died this game, deal 20 damage. Splits among all enemies. I like that. This card is going to help push the Wisp deck as well. Even more damage. 20 splits. Who knows? Maybe you can Hero Power alongside with this even more. This is the whole point of something that Wisps. More minions die. 5-star card. Gonna help support that deck a lot. Definitely need it. Extra burst. All the Wisps, that's pretty good. Except for the armor one. But yeah. I think this is going to be a really good deck too. Maybe this will be better than the Paladin one. I'll come back at the end and say what I think the best deck will be after I've looked at everything. Because I actually think Hunter's also going to be really good. Which we'll get onto next. And I'll also say what I think is the worst, which I think we've already covered. Alright. Onto Hunter. Hunter, exotic Houndmaster, Battlecry, draw a beast, imbue hero power. This is insane. I mean, what? Give a random beast in your hand, boss, want to attack, it costs 1 less. This is another mana cheat thing. This is like mana cheat for your cards. It's not like the priest one, which is mana cheat for a random card. And this is just broken. 2 mana, 2 to draw a beast, and you imbue hero power. Like, what? What? 5 stars. This is going to help the deck so much. This card will carry the deck. Even though it doesn't do anything. It's just so good early game. I think the Hunter deck's going to be good. Tornado Cry, this is 4 more attacks. I'm going to copy of this. I mean, obviously you could like hero power for +1 attack. If you get this out on turn 4, it's pretty good. You probably don't, like, you're probably trying to combo with the Imbue though as well. Or maybe you are trying to cheat stuff out early. I don't think this would be like the reason the deck's broken. But it would definitely help, and it will be a good card. I'm not going to give this one 5. I'm going to give it 4 stars for this. 4 mana, choose one, deal 4 damage to the enemy hero, or summon 2 3/2 Wolves of Rush. Yeah, this is a useless card. Playful Pup. You're not going to see much play. Oh no. 4 mana, deal 4. I mean, it's late, it's an extra bit of burst, but do you need it? Summon 2 3/2. It's so bad. I don't see the point of this. 1 star. It's useless. You're never playing this. It does nothing. Spirit Bond. Deal 2 damage to a minion. If that kills it, summon a 3/2 Wolf of Rush. This is just like a better version of this 2 3/2s of this card. Like maybe the Playful Pup will still play. And this card's okay. Dealing with a minion and then being able to deal with a second minion for 3 mana is pretty good, I think. Especially if the meta will slow down. I don't know if we'll see playing the deck, Imbue deck, but maybe. And maybe playing other Hunter decks. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Be a fine card. Shepherd's Crook. After your attack, summon a 3/3 sheep that's dormant for 2 turns. Are you ever playing this for any reason at all? It's a 3/2 weapon. And you get a sheep out. If you need to run a weapon or you just want to be doing face damage, it's okay. But I don't think so. It won't be useless. You'll see it nichely, I think. I'm going to say 2 stars for this. Umbra Core. Rush, Death Rattle, Imbue your hero power. I really don't like this Imbue, honestly. It's just, I mean, you are killing a minion for 4 mana and you're imbuing your hero power, so it's not the end of the world. But you're going to need imbues in this deck. Because you really want to get this hero power up. So I'm going to give it 5 stars. Because it's still probably better than the neutral ones. And you still get to deal with things. Plus, you could make it cheaper anyway. And then play it. Give a minion +3/+2 and death roll. Give a friendly minion +3/+2 and this death roll. This can scale out of control if your opponent doesn't have a wide board clear and you gets on taunts. This will be... Oh, it's going to be so annoying. This could be so annoying to deal with. I'm gonna say this is a 4-star card, honestly. This could just scale out of control. Not scale, but just be really annoying. If the opponent can't kill everything on the board, it will stay on there. I'm gonna say 4 stars. Ballsy one, maybe, I'm not sure. Are people expecting this card to be good? I have no idea, but I think it's gonna be really good. Verdant Dreamsayer. Battlecry. If this costs 3 or less, attack 2 random enemy minions. So you're only playing this if it costs 3. So if you're playing a 3/4/7 that deals with some things, then what? It's like a 3/4/1, 3/4/2 left. You are buff. It would be buffing its power as well. Yeah, I think you include this in those decks. 4 stars. 5 mana, 3 files. You cast a spell, summon a random annual companion. Well, the idea of this is reduce its cost and cast spells and get all of Huffers and Leox. And this will be a really good card. I don't know how insane it's going to be. It's probably not going to be 5 stars, but I'm going to give it 4. It's going to be a really good card and probably include it in the big deck. After you cast spells and a random animal companion, yeah. Why not? Alright, Goldran, here we go. Rush. Friendly beast deal double damage. And I think this, I'm just going to say it, 5-star card. This is going to be insane. Because you can, obviously you go face with this. No. Obviously the point is you send other beasts face with this. Or you find a way to deal damage. This card just is such a big threat that if your opponent doesn't clear your board, you could do insane things with this. You also still have King Plush, who you could potentially reduce and buff their attacks. That's actually a card that has charge. I think you could play the Dark Gift stuff from neutral, like the one that discovers a card in your deck. You could give this charge. Oh my god, there's just so many potential you can do. I do think this Imbue stuff will be really good. That's why I gave the 2 Imbue cards on this 5, because I think it's gonna like carry the deck pretty hard. I think after looking at this, it will be a bit slower. I don't think it's gonna be as good as Mage and Paladin, but it would still be a really good deck. Really, really, really good. All right, on to Druid. Horn Up Plane. Discover Nature spell. It costs 2 less. Very good. It'll be a really good card. I think Druid is gonna... We'll get to it now, but it's gonna be online kind of with like Warlock and Warrior, where the decks are gonna be really good. They won't be broken like Paladin and Mage, I think, but they'll still be really, really good. So 4 stars. I mean, we've also seen Primordial Glyph, and know that is a good card, and this is similar to that. 5 mana game, 5 mana summon a random 5-cost minion and give it taunt. This is a bit more of a weaker card, but 5 armor and a taunt minion could be good. Obviously, you could low roll, which would hurt. But it's definitely a card that's going to help. I don't know. And it is nature. I think you're going to play a lot of nature spells in the deck. I think I'm going to actually give this one 4 stars. It's probably more, maybe this should be 3. But I think you're including this in the deck, honestly. You could low roll, though. That's the only problem. The potential of low rolling is so bad. But you most likely won't. And you know what? No, I can't get this 4. There's no way this is 4. This is not going to be a crucial card in the deck. And you're going to low... I'm going to say 3. I can't give it 4. 3 stars, 3 stars. It's not good enough. The taunt minion could be good, even if the taunt minion is good, it's not insane. 3 stars. Evergreen Stag, elusive lifesteal taunt. Now this is an annoying card. I'm still gonna give this one 3. I don't know if you're gonna be playing it, but it's a really annoying card that gives you health back as well. So 3 stars. Symbiosis. Discover, choose one card from another class. The choose ones from other class. Are these only these 4? Is there not other ones? Well, these are all pretty trash. The only one that's okay is this one, but the other 3 are absolute garbage. I don't remember many good ones anyway. And you're just playing 1 mana to discover. 1 star. The other choose one cards are trash. Photosynthesis. Restore 6 health to get 3 random druid spells. Are you even playing this? Yeah, it's a nature spell. You get more nature spells. Now, the more I think about this compared to the other decks, maybe it's not going to be good. It's all very slow, right? Is summoning a 1... We'll get to the legendary, but is summoning a 1/1 plan every turn really that necessary? I mean, it's going to get bigger, but... Is that really that good? Like, I feel like that's why Paladin is just better. Well, I think this card's still 4 stars. Anyway. But I think this one's 3 stars. Just 3 mana, restore 6, and get 3 spells. There's a lot of cheap spells, but you don't always get nature spells either. So, 3 stars with this. Dream, Bound to Cycle. Battleground Death Roll, your next hero power costs 0. Yeah, I don't see why this card won't be good in the decks. I actually don't think this is going to be crazy. I think it's more going to be not even on the level as Warlock or Warrior. I think this deck's going to be worse. I think it'll come down to thinking about it. So I'm going to actually give this one also 3 stars. I still say that first Druid spell card is 4 stars though. That'll be a crucial card in this deck. This one helps. Cheaper hero power, but yeah. Choose one. Draw a spell or draw a minion. Hold this for 3 turns to do both. We've seen the hold cards before, and it's been good, but the other one's 3 mana, gain 10. On draw 2 cards. Is that rotating? I feel like it's been in stand of ages. It must be. Yeah, I'm going to give this 3 stars. You probably play it. So you can draw 2 mana, draw 2 in a certain amount of turns. But you don't gain armor. That's the only problem. But I still think you're going to need draw. Can't remember what druids though. He's using 3 stars. Grow Shaper. After you cast a nature spell, summon a 2/2 treant with Death Row, get a copy of that spell. This card is too slow, I think. Oh, I think this is too slow. It's 5 mana to do this. I mean, you could get some spells back, which would be cool. But yeah, I'm going to say... do I even give it 2? I don't think so. 1 star. I think you're cutting this. Here we go. Hamul Runeton. It's not a game with each spell in your deck is nature. Imbue hero power. Repeat this for every 2 spells you cast. Well, here's the Imbue. Summon a 1/1 plant golem. You can run some of the neutral imbues as well. You can imbue this to so you can summon a 10/10. It will become pretty threatening, but I think some of the other classes are just going to be doing more stuff and summoning a lot of minions. Maybe not as big, single minion. Is the card that refreshes hero power still in the game? I think so. It's a new card, right? Maybe not. But even so, it's gonna be really good, but it's gonna be like a bit worse than all the other decks, I think. So I'm gonna give this 4 stars because this is the carry of the deck. This plus I think the nature spell first one we saw. 4 stars. And this card. Forest Lord scenarios. Choose thrice. Give the other minions +1/+3 or summon a 5/5 engine with taunt. You can summon 3 5/5s. Or you could just buff whatever you have. There's lots of flexibility in this card. You can just fill your board if you have to with defense, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's get 2 6/8s if you want. I don't think you can combo this because choose thrice. It's not, and Fendrill's coming, so I don't think Fendrill will work with this. I think this will be a fine card to play, just like late in the game. Plus, the Druid's also losing. What's their name? The big their Titan, which is huge. That always summon taunts, and obviously refresh mana. This will summon a bunch of taunts if you need it. I'm going to say 3 stars. You'll see this in Druid. It won't be like a crazy card, but it'll be like a big, just chuck a bunch of things out there. Or you never know. They could just need a little bit more damage over the edge for that +1. I think it'll be 3 stars. You'll see it. But overall, I think Druid is going to be decent. At least, Druid's always good, but the plant thing will be decent. Not as good as some of the other stuff, but it will still see play. Alright, onto Demon Hunter. Draw a card, summon a random Dormant Dreadseed. The Dreadseeds are Taunt Lifesteal, Dormant for 3 turns. Dormant for 2 turns when this awakens, give you hero +3 attack this turn. Elusive. 3/3. I think the Hunter ones were better. I mean, this is still pretty good though. You draw a card and you summon something. These two are good. I mean, if you have +3 attack this turn, they're bigger statted. This will be good. This one will be annoying to deal with. This one's kind of, I still a 3/3, but I think Demon Hunter is just not gonna get crazy things in this expansion. I think it's gonna be similar like what Priest. I mean, completely different play styles, but you'll see the deck, but pretty nichely. I'm gonna give this 2 stars. Death Roll, 3 mana, 4/2 Death Dragon. Death Roll reduces the cost of the rightmost card in your hand by 2. I mean, mana cheating is always good. It's probably one of the better cards since you can always like kind of determine what you want to reduce. If only it was leftmost. Probably one of the better Demon Hunter cards that might see playing other things. Demon Hunter loves mana cheating. And when they do, it's always broken, it feels like, in the past. 3 stars. 4 mana, true throughout the year attacks an enemy. Do your heroes attack damage to another random enemy? Another random enemy. So I can never hit face twice, right? Yeah, I think it's just as bad, honestly. You could buff it, but 1 star. I don't think you're ever playing this. Jump scare. Discover a demon that costs 5 or more with a dark gift. Shuffle the other 2 into your deck. I mean, this could be good with the big cards, but I think, like I said, I don't think this demon has getting good things this expansion. 2 stars. It'll be like the demon hunter with. It'll be. I think that you include the seeds in the same deck with all this demon stuff, probably. Dark gifts are good, but yeah, 2 stars. Bugcry Death Roll, summon a random dormant Dreadsteed. Better Dreadsteed card? Oh, maybe. Probably not better. I think the other one's better. I'm going to say this is 2 stars as well. I don't like it. Resurrect a friendly Death Rattle minion that costs 4 or less. Summon a copy of it. I don't... What Death Rattles are you having? Yeah, I just looked at all the Death Rattles. There is not much you want to resurrect that costs 4 or less. Maybe the Dreadsteed. Dreadsteeds. But I don't see the point of this. I was looking at the Death Rattles. There's like no good Death Rattles. You really don't need to... This is just... No, I don't see... There's no point. There's another card coming up that you could chain this with, but... No. 1 star. Useless. Choose 1. Oh, here's another choose 1 card. So they didn't show all the choose 1s before. With the Druid. I still think the Druid one's 1 star anyway. Choose 1. Summon 2 Dormant Dreadsteeds will deal 2 damage to all enemies' minions. To all minions. All minions. What? I mean, the Dreadsteeds will be annoying, but... I just don't see it. I don't see the Dreadsteeds, honestly. I don't see it. The reason Hunter Dreadsteeds... I mean, first of the Hunter ones were better. Secondly, they had that card that sped up their Dormant. And I think that's really important. And Demon Hunter does not have that. 2 stars. Along with the other ones. This is the other one. Death Rattle is a different friendly Death Rattle, meaning it costs 5 or more. Summon a copy of it. You could chain it with this, and then you chain a lot of things, but there's no good 4 less ones. Maybe you do it with this, but I still think this one's better than the other one because you could summon the big Death Rattle cards. So 2 stars. It'll be kind of how Demon Hunter's going. Alarashi. Battlecry transform minion in your hand into random demons. They keep their original stats and cost. You probably... It's kind of a meme card. But honestly, if you can get like a bunch of cheap demons in your hand, then maybe you're playing this and then you're hoping to turn them into Omen. Which we'll get into in a sec. But then Omen is just... Then it just died. Nah. This card's 1 star. I'm sorry. Oh, it's also minions, not demons. So you just get a bunch of cheap minions, but still 1 star. Might be a fun card to try out. Alright, Omen, Rush, Wind Fury, Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all enemies, improve after this attacks. 10 mana 6/12 Demon Beast. So this will be the reason you're playing this like big demon thing. And you want to resurrect that with Fellbat. And you want to also maybe get another copy of that here with a Dark Gift. Maybe even Charge. Like, that could be pretty good. I'm just thinking Omen might carry... I'm just thinking if it's worth 3 stars. It is going to be the reason the deck's even playable. So I think I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and I will give it 3 stars. Reluctantly. 2 stars. All the other cards in it's 2 stars, but I am giving the build arounds 1 star buff most of the time. I'll do it again. It only attacks twice, so it goes up to deal 3 damage to all enemies, right? If you give it Charge of a Dark Gift, you know what? I'm actually not going to give it 3. I think it's on par with the rest of the deck. 2 stars. I don't think this carries enough. for it to be worth 3 in the deck. I think this deck will be really niche. The Priests, I did 2 stars as well, but I gave some 3s, I think. I think this one is, all these cards are 2 stars or even 1. I think this is going to be worse overall than Priest, but it's kind of on the same tier. It's a niche deck. Priest just can sometimes find a way of control stuff. But yeah, anyway, on to Death Knight, the final class. Discover an undead, spend 2 corpses, give it a dark gift. How good is Death Knight going to be? Alright, I think Death Knight's going to be pretty good. I don't think it's going to be on par with like some of the other stuff that we've seen. So I'm going to give this card... Dark Gift's going to be insane though. And you can just... 1 mana get a free Dark Gift minion. So I think this card has pretty good potential. Death Knight, I feel like Death Knight with these, like, the leech stuff is just going to be so annoying, right? I feel like it's just going to be annoying. I just have that weird feeling, like, oh my god, there's no way this deck's not going to be a pain, right? I think I'm going to put it on the same tier as, like, Warlock and Warrior, honestly. This will be a good card in the deck. 4 stars. I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. This is 4 stars. Monstrous Mosquito. At the end of your turn, give you other minions +1 attack. I don't think you care about this that much. You can buff your leeches to 1/2, buff your minions. Yeah. Does this even deserve 3 stars? This will be, I think this will be really niche. I don't think you really want to play this. Maybe like some sort of aggro deck. 2 stars. You could buff your leeches, but I don't think you care. Deal 2 damage to a 0/2 leech. Here is the leech. At the end of your turn, your hero steals 1 health from the lowest health enemy. And your hero gains health. This is going to be annoying. I think this stuff's going to be annoying. I'm going to say 4 stars. They're going to be pretty good leeches. Morbid Swarm. Choose one. Summon 2 1/1 ants or spend 2 corpses to deal 4 damage to a minion. It's 1 mana. 1 mana summon 2 1/1s isn't terrible. There's actually a curve into the weapon that we're going to see as well. Spend 4 corpses to do 4 damage to a minion. I don't know if that much you care. Maybe you do care about that at some point. Yeah, I don't see why you don't play this. 4-star cards. It's kind of similar to the 2 mana one that's rotating. That other one's way better though. The one that summons the things. But yeah, this is a 1 mana card that's going to be solid. Corpse Flower. After your opponent summons a minion, spend 2 corpses to deal with. I don't know this. Why are you playing this card? And it's forcing to go on holy as well. Opponent could just exhaust all your corpses if they want. Probably not going to do that though. 2-5. 1 star. I'm sorry. I don't see any point ever playing this. Sanguine Infestation. Draw 2 cards. Summon 2 0/2 leeches. Yeah. 4 mana draw 2. It's not the greatest. It's fine. 2 blood though. So you're doing what? 2 blood, 1 unholy in this deck? I think. Yeah, 2 blood, 1 unholy. Draw card, summon 2 0/2 leeches. 4 stars. It's part of the leeches package, and you're gonna play it. Here we go. Draw some cards, summon some leeches. Grotesque Runebane. If the last card you played had an unholy rune, gain +1 attack, repeat for blood and durability. If you can curve into this, it will be really, really good. Did they always have some of these? Did I miss some of these? How does the card work if you play? I might have not been reading. It will work really well with Morbid Swarm. I don't think there are many other cards with it. Maybe like 1 or something. If any. No, it's itself as well. 2 mana 3/3 weapon would be insane. If you can curve into it. I don't know if you run this though. You could definitely cut it. I'm going to give this a bit lower to the rest of the stuff. 3 stars. 2 mana 2/3 isn't bad. 2 mana 3/2 isn't bad. But you really want that 2/3/3. I could definitely see this card being cut. So 3 stars. Hideous Husk. Your leeches steal 2 more health from their victims. Battlecry summon 2 0/2 leeches. This is an important card in the deck. Get those leeches, steal 3 health. I don't think it... Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 stars as well. All these leech stuff you're just trying to do. Nithindra. Taunt Death Rattle split into 1/1 beetles at the start of your turn and reform with any remaining. So I think they reform into a 7/7. They don't reform into however many's left. So that's pretty good. If this dies, they have to kill all the 1/1s. They should be able to. I think you're just chucking this in. It's taunt. You might discover it with the dark gifting anyway. Oh, it's 2 unholy though. So you'll probably see this in a different type of deck then. Could you do 2 unholy, 1 blood? Yeah, then you're not running this. I mean, that's way less leeches. If you're not going all in on leeches, then you're not really summoning enough, I'd say. There's actually not that many leech cards. I still think the leeches are going to be annoying to deal with. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to give this one... I don't know if there's going to be a 2 unholy deck. if there is some sort of deck, I would say maybe this is the carry of the deck. I think you're going to see this card more often from this. That's what's going to happen. You're going to discover it with a Dark Gift, and that's when you're going to play this. You're not going to play it itself. So considering that, I'm only going to give it 3 stars. I think it's an annoying card though. But you can't really play it in the deck you want to play. Just chuck it into the Leech deck. Probably other good Death Knight decks. Anyway. All stock. Battlecry. Attack all other minions that intersect any of this killed. You get even more leeches. I don't see why you do that though. You're just killing the leeches. I mean, you just deal with your opponent's stuff, then you resurrect the stuff on your side. I'm like 90% sure. Which is pretty good. I'm going to say 4 stars. You're just chucking this in a lot of Death Knight decks. It does a lot. Attacks, just if you don't have anything on the board, just kills your opponent's stuff, and then you get that stuff if they kill this. Or if it just dies. It's just a massive board swing. It's like your opponent's winning, and they have a full board. All of a sudden, it attacks everything. It dies itself, and then you have their board. Yeah, 4 stars. You'll chuck this in a lot of Death Knight decks. So I think overall, Death Knight will be pretty good. You're going to run the leeches, I think. I think the leeches will be really annoying. I assume... I can't remember what Death Knight have exactly, but you'll probably be able to discover ways to get more leeches. Because if this was the only amount, it's probably not good enough, but I assume you'll be able to get copies of these spells. This one I said was 2, didn't I? I'm not sure. Maybe you do want to buff your stuff. But it's only a 1. Yeah, I don't know. But you're probably going to go kind of pretty aggro with the deck, honestly. Maybe this is like a late game insurance if you even run this. But you are playing pretty slow with this card here, so... Yeah, I think I'm going to keep with everything I got. Well, that's the expansion fully reviewed. Now, the best class is either Paladin or Mage. And I think I'm gonna... The Mage hero power is going to go out of control, but you have to really get it up. Same with Paladins, but Paladin can do some other things. I really, really, really like Paladin. I'm going to say Paladin is the best class of this expansion. It will be the best class. Definitely has all the best cards. The worst is Shaman. Sorry, Shaman. You got shafted. We'll keep this up for now. Shaman got absolutely shafted though. So that is not good. I think Shaman's just got so many bad things. Shaman could still have a deck if Starship Shaman's still a thing. But for new cards, yeah, Shaman got shafted. I think the best card of the expansion, though, is going to be this card. You just get a minion from your deck and give it a Dark Gift. You're drawing a minion from your deck into a Dark Gift, unless you put it on top. But, I mean, I don't see why this card isn't just nuts. And you just put this in almost every deck you play. You don't, like, I mean, this card's just insane, right? It's just so good. Dark Gifts are so... Most of the Dark Gifts are so good. You get a choice, not a random card. Does not give a random Dark Gift. So this will be the best card of the expansion, I think. You're going to see this in so many decks. The worst card in the expansion is going to be this. I mean, there are a lot of bad cards, but this is useless. Why would you ever play this? You're not even playing this in an arena. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the expansion. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think there's so many classes of good decks, honestly. I think, obviously, Paladin and Shaman, I think, are really good. I don't think Warrior, Warlock are that far behind. Then you got Death Knight as well, which will still be good. Druid will be good, I think. Will be playable. Then some of the worst. Then you kind of got... And Hunter, obviously, I think will be really good as well. Same as Warlock, Warrior. Obviously, Shaman's Giga Trash, the new cards. So I don't think... I mean... Will I make a video on a Shaman deck? Maybe I'll try. Rogue will be pretty... I think Rogue will be fun. Just stealing your opponent's stuff, but I don't think it's going to be crazy. This card will be a lot of fun. And Priest and Demon Hunter will be kind of meh. Demon Hunter will be very boring, I think. I don't think Demon Hunter is going to be fun at all. I never like Demon Hunter stuff. But Priest can be interesting. I really like this card. I think this is a really, really cool card for Priest. It has a lot of potential. And then you could just use any Priest. This card kind of on its own. But I think most decks, most classes, for the new cards at least, you'll at least be able to somewhat play them. Yeah, so it's only probably Shaman, Rogue, the new cards don't really see play. And then Priest, even though I load in the rate low, there's some potential there. Demon Hunter, I think, will just be meh. I don't think you're gonna, in the long run, you won't see a lot of Demon Hunter. But that is going to wrap it up for my entire card review. Also, I did record this in 2 separate sessions. I did say Tortola, there wasn't a ton of ways to deal with it. There are actually more ways than I thought to deal with it. But it's still going to be a hard, annoying card to deal with. Yeah, but I cannot wait for this expansion. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I do think with the nerfs coming, I do think the metagame will slow down. I really hope it does. I will be uploading when the Tavern Brawl comes out. I don't know how many Tavern tickets I'm going to have, so I'm not sure how much of that I'll play. But when the expansion drops, I will be playing a bunch of Hearthstone and definitely trying every class's new cards. Will they all become videos? It depends. But I'm looking forward to a lot of Hearthstone stuff. But that is my full review of the Hearthstone, the new Hearthstone expansion coming out, Into the Emerald Dream.